Hello, it's the 28th of the 12th, 2020. I'm Guru Mafinda. You are fantastic, beautiful people, because I want to show you something. We said yesterday that we were close to our target of 3,000 subscribers. Well, today, I'll show you. God bless you, one and all. Just trying to keep that as still as I can. You guys are all beautiful, wonderful people, I'll tell you that. What a fantastic community we've got going. The growers, the ones that are interested in recycling and saving the planet, it goes to show are wonderful, wonderful human beings. We had 17 to get to the 3,000 last night, and now, I mean, how many is that? Because 17 and 9, 26. 26 new subscribers since this time yesterday. In fact, that went up about 1 o'clock yesterday, yeah. So it's around about this time yesterday that I put the video up, just saying, you know, if you can help us out, and you have. 26 new subscribers overnight. I love you. You're fantastic. James and Bradley are really made up, as am I. I can't deny it. I'm made up with that. Our target for this year was 3,000 subscribers. It's the 28th now of December, and we've got 3,009 subscribers, which are all you. That's you guys, that. Joining the Growers Revolution. The Growers Revolution down here in Eden. Anyway, let's get up to the plots. We've had some weather last night, so I'm going to go up and check what damage there is, if any. So let's go and see my brother Bilo. He'll be up there now checking everything out. Thanks once again, boys and girls. And welcome to the Little Farmer's Farm. Good morning. Now, the best laid plans of mice and men don't always come true, do they? They don't always come to fruition. And nature happens. We've had a, well, I'll show you. We were due a storm last night, but we got this. A snowstorm. Now, I was going to do a plot tour today and show you what we've got growing, but it's all buried under, what, a good 1.5 inches of snow. But there's a lesson to be learned here. Look at Bradley's cage there. Now, it's collapsed. Fear not, nil desperandum. I can sort it, but that's telling me something, that. And what it's telling me is, although we've got these roof sort of sidebars with the canes, they're not robust enough, and there is no central cane. Yeah, there's no central roof support for that. There is on that, and there's the two sort of sidebars as well. There's two sidebars on that, but no central support for it. On Tiki Tunnel too. Now, that's got me thinking that when we do get, I mean, this is a moderate snowfall, I suppose, but when we do get a heavy snowfall, what could happen to my little Tiki Tunnel too? So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to get some 2x1, I'm going to bolt through from the top and put 2x1 timbers on it. Not the metal straight bars, but the 2x1 timbers. Just because I won't be able to get those metal straight bars in without messing about, mauling about and pissing about. So I'm going to get the 2x1s put in. Now, if I shoot the bolts through from the top so that the threaded part's underneath, and I super glue those bolts in at the top so the threaded part's underneath, then I can just replace the nut when eventually the timber gives way. It's all it's there for really is to support the sheeting. It'll be there to support the sheeting in the centre so that it doesn't dip and drop like it did on Bradley's cage there. Now, there's a lot less chance of it happening on this because the hoops are, well, they're some sort of like amalgam of stainless steel or something like that, aren't they? So they're going to be a lot more robust than the plastic tubes. But I want to be bulletproof on this, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to get some 2x1, a long length, excuse me, of 2x1, and I'm going to fix that to the central point of the roof of Tiki Tunnel 2. But yeah, it's looking like white Christmas round here. 3 days late. We did hear on the news last night that it was coming down, and it was at Preston when we went to bed last night. If you look at this one, this has got the canes, just the canes. It's a smaller tunnel, but it's got the central roof support, and the hoops are closer together, so it's a lot more robust, and it's not sagged, and it's not bent, and it's doing well. It's a learning curve. All these little practical jobs that I'm doing down here on the little farmer's farm, they're all for a purpose, and it's trial and error. But as you can see from that one, it's stood up to it, whereas Bradley's cage has drooped and become flaccid, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I was going to do it. Like I said, I was going to do a plot tour. We've got all sorts growing on inside these beds, mostly sort of winter hardy stuff, obviously. We've got beet, and we've got what do you call it, chard, along with the onions and the garlic in that bed. Got loads of onions and garlic in this bed. Excuse me. I've just walloped down my coffee there. So loads of onions and garlic in that bed. There's about 100 onion and garlic in that bed. We've got the onion and garlic there as well inside those Tesco cut flour buckets. Mostly onions and garlic, to be honest with you, boys and girls. I can take you inside the Tiki Tunnel. Tiki Tunnel 1, the original Tiki Tunnel. Let me show you in there, see what we've got. We've got successes and failures in here. These definitely need potting on. These are the Brassicas, winter Brassicas. We've got winter boar kale there. That's purple sprouting broccoli, and that's spring cabbage over there. We've got the cauliflower in here as well, inside the tunnel. Perhaps I shouldn't give you a bit of a plot tour today, because it's a right mess in here from my construction work on the Tiki Tunnel 2. But these are cauliflowers, yeah, winter season cauliflowers that are being grown in there. I think it's oh, what was it called now? That I forget what it was called. I'll find out later on and put it in the description below. So yeah, we've got the cauliflowers in here, along with some onion and garlic as well. The experiment with the meteor peas and the Sutton dwarf, I think it's been too cold for them. The frost has destroyed these beans, and it's attacking the peas, and you can see that on the outside facing side it's getting hit the worst. On the inside it's not as bad. On the sort of inner, closer to the centre of the polytunnel side, it's not so bad, but this side it's been battered. That's me spinach, which is not looking too clever. Over there, what have we got in this one here? Let's have a look. I forgot. Rocket, that's rocket. I'm going to have a tidy up in here, guys. I'm a right pig. That's rocket in there that I started about a month ago, and it's starting to come through. I might transfer that to the lady farmer's greenhouse. Those are the spring onions, white Lisbon spring onions in there. They're starting to come through quite okay at the moment. But again, it all depends on the conditions, doesn't it? Look at the state of it in here. It's a right midden. Now, when I planted these on into these buckets, but I've only done the spring cabbage and some of the purple sprouting broccoli. But that's the spring cabbage. A slug has found its way into that one, but all the other ones are looking all right. Nice little tight compact plants, them, that hopefully should survive the winter months. Got about 10 more weeks of cold. Well, probably about 12 more weeks actually before it starts getting nice again. But those are the broccoli, the purple sprouting broccoli there. Inside there. I've got anything else to show you in here? I don't think I have I? I'll take you to the little farm, to the lady farmer's greenhouse. Look at the state of it in here. Sorry about that. I'm a pig. An absolute swine. In this top bed, again we've got the garlic. Now white Casablanca garlic is in this area. And then underneath the snow we've got the beets again. That's started to bolt, that one. That's a Swiss chard. We've got Swiss chard, rainbow chard, and I think it's a variety called electric or something like that as well in here. But the beets are under there, along with these. Now, I was getting worried about this stuff that you can see poking its nose through. That is elephant garlic, part of the leek family. Does grow into a garlic in the end, but those are bulbs that we planted about 3 months ago, and they popped their noses through about 2 weeks ago, and they're coming up. This is more of a sort of a comedy plot to all this, because you can't see anything, can you? But you have to bear with us. At least you've got a bit. It's like white Christmas around here. Like I say, it's a flurry of snow that we had last night. It's the lady farmer's greenhouse. Roses looking a bit shot at. The Queens of Bermuda, these rose bushes are called, and when they do come through, they're beautiful. This time of year, they're just straddly beasts, aren't they? Right. So this is the winter boar kale that I planted on inside. These are the 2 slug forts that I put together. We're in the lady farmer's greenhouse. This is a dormant white grape, which hopefully will produce several grapes next year. But there we go. Yeah, so winter boar kale's in there. That's looking all right. Got 5 plants in there. These slug forts are just, if you haven't seen the slug fort one, I just put the watering trays at the bottom there, put the salt in, and Bob's your uncle. Because it's raised up, the slugs have to go through that sort of moat of salt and salt water as it is now to get through to these plants, and they can't, because obviously they hate the salt. Might top that up with a bit more salt actually, because the water's diluted it, but they're not going to swim through salt water, them slugs, I'll tell you that. That's not looking too clever, is it, that one? That's another winter boar kale. They're probably due a feed, these actually. I'll feed them with a nettle tea. Give them a bit of a nitrogen feed. But that's another one of the cauliflowers. Now, I'm sure I can see. Yes, I can. There we are. A little baby cauliflower stuck inside his little nest. Yeah, just an experiment really, this, just to see. Never grown over winter, so it's an experiment, but that's looking like it's thriving, that plant. It's beautiful, isn't it? Nice quality, good quality. Never mind the thickness, feel the quality. Look at that. Looking alright, aren't they? I think they'll be fine, those winter boar kales. Now that big tub there, again, that was filled with pea plants, but obviously the conditions now are too bad even for the hardiest of peas, and it's dropped them all. That's my little herb bed that's going to be expanded. I'm going to get a proper herb bed put in here. I might put it around this area, because that's going to be all patioed as one of my little tasks. I'm going to patio all this with those paves. Those 9-inch paves. I've got loads of them 9-inch paves off Joe, the wise old elf. That stump's going to come out. The old apple tree stump's going to come out. And then we're going to patio all of this area in front of the black shed of death. But all that's going to be done. We've got about, I would say, 9 square metres there, something like that, to patio. My pathway's standing up to the test of time, innit? That's doing all right. up here, in my original timber framed greenhouse that I created, this is the original timber greenhouse. This is the first structure that we put onto the site, this, and it's still standing up okay. I'll just take you inside there. Again, it's going to be a midden full of all kinds of equipment and detritus, but we'll have a look. It's amazing what you find. I didn't even remember having this stuff. Not been in here for about a month, so we've got lots of soil. God, I don't know where that's come from. A load of soil spilled there. But in here, this is another experimental bed, this. Now, on this side, we've got Casablanca white garlic, yeah? Don't like that, let's get you off. Casablanca white garlic, which is the seed garlic. It's the official seed garlic cloves that I bought there. But on that side, I planted white garlic. Don't even know what variety it is, but I planted white garlic in there that was bought just from the shop as garlic cloves that you'd use for culinary purposes that you buy from the supermarket. And I planted that in just to see if that would grow, and it has. Look, it's grown very well. It's actually looking better than the Casablanca at the minute. I don't know, look at that furry crap, what's on that leaf there. And that's what we've got in there. This one's fallow. That's the last of the marigolds, the French marigolds. They're all dying off now. Middle of winter, what do you expect? I've got some more of this feather edge, which again, I didn't know I had. So to show you that this greenhouse is it's the twin wall clear polycarbonate, 4mm clear polycarbonate glass, for want of a better word, that I used on this. Dead easy to work with, dead easy to sort of install. No chance of getting cut by it either. And we've got gutters both sides that we've affixed to that. Obviously the snow's all over it now, but it's not destroyed it, has it? It's not done any damage to it, and I don't think it will. And that's an 8 foot by 6 foot, that one. Excuse me, 8 feet long, 6 feet wide. That was the first one, as I say, that we built on the site. Look at this, where the birdie's been. Wonder what sort of birdie that would be. Blackbird, something like that. It's like a hoppy skippy kind of a bird, doesn't it? I get easily distracted, and that's not easy for me to say. Easily distracted. But yeah, so they go into the water butts at the back there and collect all the rainwater. Well, I don't think we needed to do that over the last 3 months because we've had nothing but rain, but it's always wise to plan ahead, make hay while the sun shines and all that kind of thing, isn't it? But yeah, twin wall polycarbonate, as are these at the fronts, and these at the fronts of the new Tiki Tunnel 2. So I showed you yesterday, didn't I? The lifting windows. So needs to be boxed in further, but yeah, it'll sit like that. It'll sit like that. Once it's clasped and boxed in, it'll sit like that. And there's all the soil and stuff that we took out of the beds when we removed all the beds from this place. And they're the beds. Right, so we'll take you around the other side of this. Go this way. Bit treacherous at the moment round here. All this slippy snow. Treacherous underfoot. That's a compost corral. With a load of horses' eggs inside it. Horses' eggs, them boys and girls. That's where the water comes from the gutters. Collects in there. I've got these tubs at the back that I'm going to have to clear out and get these tubs from the back. These water drums from the back. and do something with them, because they're going to be used at the back of the new polytunnel, because I'm putting a gutter on that one. 2 gutters on either side will collect the water at the back of that. Loads of beds, as you can see there. Look at what it's done to that. Bradley's cage has been marmalised. Bean trellises. There's going to be a lot of rejigging and reworking on this site next year in the upcoming months. So there's always going to be plenty to do and plenty to see down here in Eden. So stay tuned for that, boys and girls. That's the Tiki Hut. If you're new to the channel, this will all be new to you. That's the Tiki Hut. That was the second structure that I created, and I built it to last. It's got proper foundations, blockwork foundations. Lots of timber been installed for the base of that, making it solidly built. And then the framework and all the cladding and the actual construction was built on top of a really solid foundation framework at the bottom of that. On top of there, we've got the solar panels. In fact, I might go up. I'll go up there now. So we're up on top of the Tiki Hut now, which is my 8 foot by 8 foot shed. The roof's actually 10 foot by 10 foot, 10 feet by 10 feet, because I wanted the overhang. And those are our solar panels there. Okay. I can walk on this because I'm confident that it's solid as a rock, but I can't walk on that bit there because that is where our skylight is. If I can get to it. There it is. Underneath of the skylight. I'm just going to try and brush this off so we can get, there we go. We can get some light and let the dog see the rabbit. As regards photovoltaic electricity production. There we are, uncovered. Start getting some power back in. This is how we're looking from the top. I think there's about 70 plots on this site as well, altogether. I'm going to get one of them. Myself, Mick Derbyshire and young Michael, who owns that plot, built that canopy there, that sort of verandahed canopy, and if you look underneath there, it's all clean and dry, isn't it? In between those 2 sheds. I wonder if you can see, I'm just going to double catch you, that's it. Build a canopy. Now I'm going to build one here. This is our seated sort of dining area and chill out place with the flower garden bit at the side, the bird bath there. If I was a bird, I wouldn't want to be taking a bath in that though. Look at it, ice. But that's all going to be cleared out for summertime and made with a veranda on the top of it, like that. I like that idea. Good thick posts, 4 good thick posts, and plexiglass or whatever it is for the roof of it. There's Joe's. That's Rivendell, land of the wise old elf. At the side there, Magical Mick Derbyshire's this side, and Henry. There's only me on today. If you look down that path, 1 set of boots. That's my sort of lolloping gait you can see there. Oh yeah, you're alright, pal. Perhaps there's only me that's gone down that way. Eh? Is what? Flattened it? I'll come down, mate. Right, see you in a minute. Now, although snow is very pretty and makes the world look clean, it carries a lot of weight with it. Now, when the snow settles on structures that you build, you've got to ensure that they're robust enough to take it. Now that's been, that netted hoop house has been created with plastic tubing rather than the steel tubing, and what's happened is when the snow's gone on it, I don't want to go on his plot, but when the snow's gone on it, it's collapsed it. That's happened last night. That you can see all the weight and the heft of the snow has built up on top of that, because it's a flat roof as well. The net has withheld all the snow. The pressure, essentially the pressure has done that of the snow. It's just all the weight of the snow, and it's destroyed it. Look. So whatever construction you do build, it's got to be considered that it's going to have to take some punishment. It's going to have to take the weather, the elements. As I say, we can see from that one behind. It's got to be able to withstand the weight of that snow. A pitched roof is better if you can put a pitched roof on, because then the snow will tend to slide off it, or at least it'll be robust enough to carry that weight. This is Steve. Steve, you just saw earlier, he came up and told us about that collapse. That's Steve's Methodist chapel behind us that he built. Now, although that's got flat roofs, it's got a lot of supports going across it as well, and that's managed to stand up to that punishment from the elements. But as we've been walking around the last half an hour, you can see a lot of damage. Bradley's cage that you saw before, that's collapsed because it didn't have that central support and it was just plastic hoops. If you look behind me now here at that one, you probably be able to make out where the snow, the weight of the snow, is bellying that netting, bellying the netting. And if we get another heavy fall of snow tonight, I fear for that one as well, because that's dropping down a good couple of feet there. Something to bear in mind, guys, when you're doing your constructions. Yeah. If you remember about a month ago, we were showing you how to tie back these nets. It's a good idea to tie back your nets on your hoop tents, or remove them altogether. I tie them back, tend to tie them back, or do it 50-50. I mean, I've removed the ones off that one there, but when you tie them back like that, it prevents that snow load going on. With these ones, because they are more robust, they're all right. They should be fine. Fingers crossed. So that'll be fine. I'm guessing. More people coming on now. Another guy coming on over there. But yeah, it's a bit of a worry. I mean, look at that there. Bradley's cage. Poor Bradley's cage. It'll pop back out, the plastic hoops will pop back out, and I will put a central support down there. I'll put some 2x1 down the middle of that, so that keeps in place. That's a kind of permanently netted bed, that, so I'm going to have to sort that out, aren't I? Last year we didn't have any snow, I don't think, so that was not an issue. But this year, obviously, I think we're going to be set for quite a bit of snow. I've got a feeling in my water that it's going to be quite snowy this year. Oh, it's Joseph. Hello, Joseph. Where are you? I've just done a plot inspection, mate. There he is. There's Mr. Elf.
And his red jacket is cold.
Yeah, he got that off Santa.
See, the fox has been on my plot. I've got fox prints all the way through.
Have you?
Yeah. So the fox has been on.
I saw a rabbit one that had gone all way up top.
Well, the last thing we want on here is rabbits.
Looks like rabbit to me.
Well, if it's rabbits, then, you know, they're going to get, they're going in a pie.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what happens when you don't take the netting off. Destruction and devastation, guys. Nothing that can't be repaired and fixed, but it's not good, is it? Give you something to do, I suppose, doesn't it? But yeah. Now, what do we think's made that? I'm thinking that that's probably a squirrel. Or a rabbit. And it's gone on to Rivendell. Uninvited, by the way, onto Rivendell. And gone all the way up there. I'm guessing a rabbit, actually, for that. Or not be a hare, I don't think. I don't think it's big enough for a hare. We've got the birdie prints there as well. But yeah, some sort of hopping beast, isn't it? I'm guessing some sort of a rabbit or a hare, maybe. Done that. Answers in the comments below if you know what that is. Haven't seen any fox. Haven't seen any fox prints today, but we do have a vixen, and she comes on. I've seen her 3 or 4 times up at the... She actually walked past here last week, came down the lane, looked at me and then buggered off. But yeah, when it's like this, it's like a winter wonderland. It sort of looks like the whole world's been cleansed, doesn't it? Anyway, hope you're having a glorious break from work. If you're in work, I feel sorry for you, but I'm off until the 4th of January now, so I've got another week. We're going to take the kids out. Daryl's got his kids up as well, the 2 boys, so my 2 boys will play with his 2 boys, and we'll go out for an adventure. Might take them up to Rivington, and then let them have a walk and an explore around Rivington. Because there ain't much work going to be going on when it's like this. But yeah, take care of yourselves and each other. We love you all. Au revoir from Guru Mafenda down at Eden Plots. And yeah, keep growing with your heads down. Indoors at the moment. Alright, take care. Bye bye now. See you later.